Hi guys, I know I'm not the person you expected to be here, but I am the person you get. I'm filling in for Lemuel and Tendo because they're doing important business stuffs outside somewhere, I don't know where. So let's jump right into it. Can you tell us more about yourself?
Well, my name is Felix Malombe. I am a teacher, I'm a computer engineer, and I'm also a leader in my community and for my organization.
Yeah, I am at a loss for what? You have so many professions. Why? For what reason?
I am a simple person. I would like to say I'm a teacher. And that's what matters most. The other things are titles that come along the way.
So they're just hobbies. Speaking about hobbies, what hobbies do you have? Like, what hobbies do you play football? Do you play soccer? Do you play volleyball?
Let me tell you the first hobby that I will not even might not be in your list, and the hobby is I do video games. But I would say that I have something else. I'm a Manchester United fan, so clearly I play football. But not necessarily. Some people don't play football, but they watch football. Yeah. I play football. I find myself most of the times also spending time with people, like going on, what can I call them? These activities, like things like when you go for camps and you go to Longono, you go to Ngong Hills, those things. Those are the things that I like to do. Just doing things together with people.
You like camping?
Camping, I like camping, yes. Then I also like, may not be camping, but just going to do things together with other people. That way I'm able to enjoy myself.
So talking about that, were your interest started about in your childhood? So can you tell us a bit about your childhood?
Growing up, that's the question I hear you asking. And when I was young, I was just a kid. So the thing is, I grew up in a tiny village called Soso. Can you see that?
No.
Soso at T West. And that's where I went to school. That's where I was born. That's where I was raised, and so many other things. I like to remember one memory that is tied to what I am today and the things that I used to do at such a time. It's funny because when we were in primary school, that is class 1, I was in class 1 in 1995, and I was in class 2 in 1996, and in class 3 in 1997. That tells you I never repeated the class. That time people used to repeat classes a lot. You could repeat class 1 5 times.
Actually.
Anyway, so when I was in class 1 and 2, we used to have this one field where from class 1 to class 8, it was called standard 1 to standard 8, everyone would play in the same field. Now this is what would happen. We would divide ourselves into groups where we have 2 teams. There will be 10 against 10. That is in class 1, and we were 92 in our class. So we used to divide ourselves into groups of 10 because girls were not playing. But you find girls also in the field. But every other class was doing the same in the same field. There was one goal post and the other side one goal post. So if we are scoring the other side, every other team is also scoring the other side. So you'd be chasing the ball, but the other people you're meeting on the field. That's what was making it fun. Because when you kick the ball, you can knock someone who is not even in your class. You're in class 1, the other class 8, they are class 7. And there were old people who are in class 8, they already had beard. Anyway, the fun thing about that kind of football was that we used to play in the same field, crowded as it was, and it was fun for us. And that's how I grew up interested in football. But more than that is by the year 1996, when I was in class 2, I had learned how to do my ABCD, 1, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 10, 1 plus what. And by the time I was learning double digits, which is 21 plus 24, already I knew I would be a teacher. I was 7 years old in 1996. And I knew exactly what I would become. That time, after school, every day after school, I would sit with my cousins. Some of them were not cousins, they were, because my dad was the last one. I was called uncle for some of the young children with me. So I used to teach them how to do write 1 to 20. And at that point, I wanted to mimic my class 1 teacher, class 2 teacher. And from that day, I knew I'll be a teacher. So 1, football, and 2, teaching. I was born in 1996 in me. Thank you.
Let's not get off topic. So if you were able to meet, like, if a 15-year-old you came and if you met him, what kind of person would he find?
In me, at the time when I was 15, I'll tell you. First of all, at 15, I was in class 8. That's weird.
15?
Yes. I was in class 8 and I delayed because also joined school late. And there were other things because I moved schools. I lost 1 year in between as I transitioned schools. At class 8, the only one thing I needed is to excel in exams, and it was the KCPE. In class 8, all mattered was to do well and go to the best school. Something I can mention at this stage, that by the time I was 15, I was an orphan. So I had applied to go to Starehe Boys Center, but I'd only been to Nairobi twice in my life when I was 15. So I never knew what Starehe Boys Center meant, but I can tell you for sure, I worked towards it. I never made it because they required me to get 400 marks, and for me, I got 361 marks. It was pretty hard in my village, but I was the best in the region. So if you found me when at 15, you will find someone who was busy studying for exams. Number 2, helping my parents. Nobody introduced me to anything to do with business or anything that I hear people talking about in the current days. What I would used to see a lot was people talking about how to excel, how to do well, and how to help your community not to be as poor as it was at the moment. Thank you.
That must have been a challenge. Okay, so talking about a 15-year-old you, if he came to, like, right now and you two interacted, would he be proud of you or would he be like, man?
At 15, the thing that scared me most was not making mistakes, because my grandmother was a tough one. She used to beat me much, but she used to insult me. Her words would pierce me. And another thing. So when people talk about mental health, even in the day-to-day, I think I started grappling with that at that time. But if that 15-year-old would meet me today and see what, by the grace of God, I've been able to achieve, or what I've gone through in the last few days and the few years, they would be very proud of me. I never knew I can be here. I never knew I can even know you, Ale. I never knew I can be seated here. Mission accomplished, podcast. I never knew anyone could actually listen to me, because most of the time I was put down a lot by my grandma. Not because she hated me, but she wanted the best out of me. And the way it was done that time, it was like that. You have to be suppressed so that you can bring out the lion in you. And that's what the parents believe. Maybe today has changed a little bit because my children are different.
I wouldn't see it as a challenge, but what are the challenges that you've faced, like, over the years? What are the challenges that you faced?
That's I can tell you a lot about that. But
It's the biggest, grandest, goldenest, ginormous challenge.
Identity. Let me explain. You come from Soso. Remember that? You remember Soso? And nobody knows Soso. Even now in Kenya, nobody knows, except the people I grew up with and the people who live there. Nobody knows. So, you see people saying, oh, I came from this place. And you have many people who are great from their places. For us, there was nobody. There was nobody to identify with. There was nobody to say I will be like this person. There was nobody who had done a certain career. Even our wedding, I think think I was the first one to do a wedding in that village. Apart from my brother had done a wedding, but he had done it from the city. So there was no much. Nobody had gone to university in that region, even the best of the best. So my biggest challenge, and has been till today, is identity. Can something good come out of me? Am I actually doing the right thing? All the time I keep asking myself, am I actually doing the right thing? Am I even legit? It's like what people say, it may say meant mostly by women, but it's actually a real thing. Something syndrome, imposter syndrome. I never knew. Even up to today, I struggle with that. That I don't know if I'm actually doing this syndrome. I don't know if it's real. But I come to realize things are happening. And I am the person that I am. And indeed, when the scriptures say, wonderfully made, fearfully made, child of God, when they say, I'm made for greatness, Ephesians 2:10 says that I was made for a purpose that God already set for me. When it says that, I remember, actually it's talking about me. But for a very, very long time, I've never known that the 15-year-old is still me. And the 7-year-old who was teaching is still the teacher who is now teaching in a school, one of the prestigious schools, and the one who runs Team Labs Africa. So I never knew I can be this. And that has been my biggest challenge and still remains. It remains my identity and believing in the person I am.
That's actually STEAM Labs. What's STEAM Labs?
STEAM Labs. I would like a seat for STEAM Labs. So a few years ago, in university, 2013, 2014, I was in my 4th and 5th year doing computer engineering.
Computer engineering?
That's right.
The one that people are like, oh, this is so hard. It's not like rocket science. Is it rocket science?
Stuff around that stuff. So in university in 2012, I was in that year, and when many of the times we were doing our studies, it was more like open exams. What that means, if you're given a question, you have the answers and you're supposed to answer, just to answer. But when you read the question, the answers that you're given are not even related to what the question is all about. But it's an open exam. I realized I need to become the teacher I was. And how did I notice that? Because whenever we went for discussions, the way you guys go for discussions, what would happen is that my classmates would ask me, can you teach us the way the teacher taught? Because we understand more when you teach us. Also for me, when I teach, I would understand better. So we would do that. By the time I was in that year for the year, I realized that I'm doing computer engineering, but I might end up in a school. Fast forward, in 2017, I found myself in a school setting. I was working as a technology integration specialist. Let me take that again. I was not an IT manager, I was not an IT guy, and I was not a computer science teacher. I was in between those two people, technology integration. I would help teachers to use Google Classroom. That time, nobody was talking about it. People know it about because of COVID-19, but nobody was talking about it in 2014, 2015. So by 2017, I had understood how to make a difference in the world by focusing on education. I believe after the gospel of Jesus Christ, or religion, some people say, the second thing that can change someone's life is education. So while I'm working at Hillcrest International School, I set out to do my second degree, teaching mathematics and computer science. It's at that time, after I finished my 3 years at Hillcrest International School, that I realized I was teaching children coding in that school, international school, and my peers, where I come from in Soso, never knew anything about that. So 2017 September, I came up with STEAM Labs Africa, which is a program that was made to make the international education accessible to the children in my community, including, first I started with coding. Number 2, I was hearing a lot about sustainability, climate change, green skills, and number 3, financial education. Now let me please break that down well. So I wanted to train our children on digital skills because computer issues are there, because I'm a computer engineer as well, and a teacher of computer science. And two, I wanted to train our people, our children in the village about sustainability, environmental sustainability. And the third thing I wanted to focus on was on financial education. So financial education captures aspects to do with entrepreneurship, financial literacy, financial wisdom, all those things. Because it is not taught anyway. It's not taught in mathematics. In mathematics, we only do profit and loss. Sometimes we talk about interest. And then after that, I remember the subjects were reduced in primary. Then the other thing we were taught in primary, after school, you go to church, nobody talks about money. They talk about going to heaven. Then at home, nobody tells you about anything about that. So my goal at STEM Labs was to look at where the government has done what it has done and improve on it, provide digital skills. Because it's not just schools, children are learning computing. Then after that, they are trained on environmental education. Before CBC came, clearly. And then finally, financial education. And that is STEM Labs Africa, igniting young minds like yours and mine.
So STEM Labs is teaching children what they wouldn't be taught in like the normal school school setup. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's what it does, and it's what it is that I do to support my country. It's called nation building. Yeah.
So is STEM Labs your proudest moment, or do you have any other proud? Hey,
that's
it's prouder.
You are doing so well, man.
Yeah, prouder. Do you have any other prouder moment? Prouder moments.
Yeah. Two things excite me. The first one is my daughter. Is a 8-year-old in year 3. Transition to year 4 in September, and my daughter is called Felix Malombe, and she makes me proud because she is gifted in so many other ways, and she carries the dreams that I had in her way. She epitomizes. She really brings out who I am. In the way she behaves, in the way she does her things, in the way she does her studies, in the way she does her ballerina stuff, in the way she does gymnastics, in the way she does everything she does. And that is my most proud thing in my life at the moment. Secondly, I am very proud because the vision that I had in 2017, that time there was a new President Uhuru, who had been re-elected. I've become a reality now. At the moment, I'm very proud that STEM Labs Africa is the leading in the training of Kenyan teachers on AI revolution. So we are training teachers on AI literacy. We have a target of 30,000 by June, and that makes me very proud of STEM Labs Africa. So I said number 1, my daughter, and number 2, STEM Labs current achievement and the things it has achieved in the last years.
So, for the people and for your daughter at home and the people online, what do you have to say to them if they want to build their own companies, they want to build their own STEM labs?
Many of the children in Africa struggle with identity, and I'm just an example of them. There is only one thing I can tell the young children of Africa. There are people who believe in you. I am one of them. That's why I started STEM Labs Africa. We believe that you have everything it takes to change this world. And can I tell you something? 1 out of 4 children in Africa by 2040 will be an African. Let me say that again, maybe I said it wrongly. 1 out of 4 people in the world by 2040 will be an African. The children of Africa carry the dream of the world. Today, Caleb, in 10 years you'll be working in Zurich, Munich, Nairobi, New York, and another company will be calling you in Australia, Melbourne. You are what it takes. Don't confuse your identity with another person. Don't compare yourself. Go out there and shine. I am pushing myself to train Kenyan teachers, but I have a target of 1 million teachers in the world. What I'm saying is, those 1 million teachers will train, let's say, 1 million times 30 students. Every teacher training 30 children. It will be 30 million children of Africa. So you got to believe in yourself, because I believe in you. We believe in you at Mtoto News. We believe in you at STEM Labs Africa. We are looking for you. That is this show. That is the essence of this show. We are here rooting for the African child to transform the world. How many jobs? 5. Zurich, Munich, Melbourne, Nairobi, and New York. You got that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's all we have for today. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye. See you guys.
We are Mtoto News, a digital platform that empowers children. We curate and create engaging content about and by children. Through audio, video, writing, and infographics, we believe children should be players, not spectators. Through child-led research, we amplify young voices, shaping policies and programs. To partner or donate, send an email to info@mtotonews.com or call 0705855258. Mtoto News, making children visible.